you can see, the kitchen is a mess. My hair is wet. Just got out of the shower, got dressed, a bit wrinkled to boot. This is usually what I do when I get up and I make food for my mom to bring it down. And the heating system just came on. You're going to pick up the heat because it is freezing out today. No, this is what I usually do. I get up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and make something for my mom. Now this is going to be a one-pot wonder meal in the Ninja FOODI. I'm used to saying XL and everything else. But it's kind of like the Homemade Hamburger helper, but a quick and easier, well, to me it's easier because I don't have to think first thing in the morning. I'll show you, you know something, there's more than one way to skin a cat, so come on over and let me show you what we're doing here today. It's almost the same recipe, but different. Alrighty, we're going to turn it on. I'm going to choose, it's on function, so we're going to choose sear, saute, high. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Because I wasn't going to do this, and I said, oh heck, let me just do it. Just to show people that you don't have to put everything in the same pot to cook. You can actually cook things separate and then combine them. It's just personal preference, whatever's easier for you to grasp and do. If you have this appliance, just experiment with it and use it. I think some people find the one-pot wonder meals sometimes daunting because sometimes you get that dreaded water signal. And with this one, you're not going to really get that because it's just super simple. Might be, I'm not sure if there's a few extra steps or not. I'm going to have to go back and watch the Homemade Hamburger helper. But this morning what I'm doing, make sure I don't get any of that wrapper in there. I'm using a ½ pound of sweet sausage. My mom's not too fond of the hot stuff. And I'm also going to throw in a few little burger bits. Well, hamburger, minced meat, depending on what country you're in. Probably not even a ½ pound. Mom's not a big beef eater, but I like her to have a little bit. So we're getting a little bit of browning action. You just want to chop this meat up into small pieces. That's all we're doing here with this tool. And we want this 100% cooked. All right, so this is done. So what I'm going to do is you're just going to lift this bowl out and pour off, or if there's too much grease, you can go ahead and strain this. There's not too much grease, so I'm not going to go ahead and strain it. And what you can do as well, you can take like a paper towel and wipe it out. But I'm not going to do that. So what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of water. And I'm going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And what I like to do, you don't want that salt just sitting there, I always like to stir so the salt just doesn't sit in one spot. Okay, now to this. I wanted to get the radiatories, but I'm out, so I do have to stop off the store today and pick some of those up. I made this the other day for my father, and he loved the shape of that pasta. So today I'm going to have to use seashells, and I'm just eyeballing this. That's about a ½ a box, or 8 ounces of shells, or it might be a bit more. Whoopsies. And all we're going to do, you're just going to take your lid, put it on. Make sure it's set to seal. I got salt in my hands. And I'm going to choose, oops, I have to hit function. Going up the pressure, the time. I'm going to go ahead and do 5 minutes. And you're going to hit start. And while the pasta's cooking, what I have is my morning coffee. I know this place is a wreck. I'll get this stuff out of the way. I have a 24-ounce jar of sauce. I may or may not use the whole thing. My mother likes saucy, so something tells me I'm going to go ahead and add the whole thing. The meat, and I also have to go into the fridge. I'm going to get some mozzarella and some Parmesan cheese. And it'll all come together once the pasta's cooked. So I'll be back when the pasta's cooked. Alright, so I wasn't paying attention as I was digging Parmesan out of the freezer. What I like to do a lot of times now, I don't do a quick release right away. Like sometimes I cook the pasta like for 4 minutes, and then I do a natural release anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't affect the pasta. I think it actually, I don't know, it works really well. I don't know how to explain it. I could Could go over a video and show you guys the difference. I think the pasta, it's like super cooked and it works well with these recipes. So I'm going to let this, I don't know, I'm just going to let that natural release for a couple minutes. And I've got the mozzarella ready, so now I just have to, I got frozen Parmesan. Gonna grate some fresh Parm for Mom. So it's been about 5 minutes. What I'm going to do is just do a quick release, and it should go down pretty quick. Just waiting for the tab to drop in the back. The tab is dropped, so we're going to open the lid. Remember, open it away from you and watch out for the dripping water. There we go. What I like to do is just take a spatula and you're just going to stir it. What I'm going to do is just bring this over to the sink and we're going to strain it. I'm going to go ahead and put the bowl right back in there. Now remember, it's on the keep warm function. I'm just draining this pasta. And yes, I'm dripping it all over the floor, but I got to clean it anyway. Going to go ahead and put the pasta back in there. I'm going to add the meat back to the pot. I also grated some fresh Parmesan, like 2 tablespoons. I'm just putting it in there for flavor. What we can do, we can just give this a stir. And yeah, there's a bit too much meat, but I just wanted to make sure my mom had a lot of protein. I'm also going to go ahead and I'm just going to add the whole jar, because I know my mother likes saucy. And if there's not enough, I will open another jar. You make this, you add as little or as much sauce as you want. That choice is up to you. Now for the mozzarella cheese. Now my mom is a cheese lover, so that's probably like 1.5 to 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. Mom loves cheese. And we're just going to give this a stir. Because what's going to happen is that cheese is going to melt, and this just this is so good. So good. And it might need some more sauce, but I'm going to wait for the cheese to melt. Because like I said, my mom likes saucy. So this is for her, so I'm making it to the way she likes. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. I'm going to shut the Ninja FOODI off. It'll give it a chance for this cheese to melt. And I got to see how much sauce we have. We might be good with the sauce. The cheese is melting nicely. And I always do a taste test just to make sure, it's up to snuff for Mom. So. But this is all. This is how easy and quick this can be. If you don't want to. How am I supposed to put this? Once you make this a couple times, you don't even have to think. You just do. I don't know how to explain it. Like, once you know the times, how long it takes to cook pasta and stuff. Like, when you're combining everything to make like a one-pot wonder meal, this really isn't a one-pot wonder meal. It's just, it's a couple steps, but it's like super easy, and I don't know. You get like a decent, serve this with a side salad and a loaf of bread, and you get a good meal. You really have a good meal here. Just so you guys can see my dirty kitchen over there. Well, it's not dirty. It's cluttered right now because never mind what I was doing. So this is what I do. I take these to-go containers, and dish them up. That'll fill both of these, and I bring them down. But let me just grab a fork here, guys. I am going to do a quick taste test on this. I can't double dip. That is really good. Mom is really going to like this. Really, really, really. This makes a ton. Let's see how much there is here. I'm going to go ahead and dish this up. Just grab this. Make sure it's not hot. Ugh, heavy, heavy. Yeah, this is a lot of pasta. Actually, it's a huge amount of pasta. Yeah, I'm just going to take 2. Turn this sideways. The cheese is on the bottom. Beautiful. That one's more saucy than this one. Let me just put this in the sink and soak it because the cheese it's not burnt on the bottom. The sun's coming up, everybody. Sun just peaked. But this is basically what I do for my mom when I'm doing the one-pot wonder meals. Whoops, let me go down. But that's it right there. That's exactly what I do for her. Dish it up, bring it down, and, you know, it's perfect. So if you like this different take on a one-pot wonder meal, because it might be a bit easier for people. It's easier for me because I don't really have to think or look up a recipe. And if I didn't like this, I would tell you. But this is really good because you have the sausage and the cheese, and there's a ton of cheese in here. Mom loves cheese. You can adjust, remember, you can adjust everything. You can use straight sausage, you can use straight hamburger, you can use, well, I wouldn't say whatever cheese. Well, actually, yeah, if you wanted to use whatever cheese you wanted, because then, yeah. So just give this a try, and thanks everybody for watching. I will see you soon.